So Big P, are you attracted to Zoe?
Attracted to she?
Yeah. Like would you like to pursue something beyond the music with her?
Zoe is a very attractive woman. She's skin smooth as I say. And she body good. You know that kind of
What about you, Zoe? Are you attracted to Big P on that level?
I think Big P's cute. Like, who could say that Big P's not cute? Obviously, Big P's 21 and I'm 31, so usually I wouldn't really look at 21-year-olds in that kind of way. But obviously, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being way more real than you in this interview. It's so unfair because now I'm just going to turn into a real and you're not. But anyway, I'm just like really honest. So, like, obviously, we did a music video where I had to, like, you know, sit on top of, like...
You had to simulate.
You feel the connection.
Yeah,
feeling that connection.
I mean... I'm a human, like if I'm gonna, we're at the video shoot for what, like 2 hours where we repeat scenes of me staring into his eyes with his face here, being like, I want you, with like the expressions as well, like playing in his hair, like, you know, grabbing his neck, like, obviously it's gonna make me think, oh, like, interesting, like, I wonder.
So you get wet during the video?
I don't really remember, I didn't check. But this one, when it was time to leave the swimming pool.
You see that one? So you know what I want to stay in the pool and like cool off first and still come out.
Oh, the ref, get up in the pool. Bumbo, father.
Hey, don't charge his son.
Bumbo, father.
So come into me, see that dog.
You told me. And it was obvious KG was there, so I came out of the water and you're like, guys, I need a minute. Like, a minute for
nah,
what?
forget that.
I tolerate men.
We live in a risky world, you know?
Yeah.
So I can say. And, you know, we explore.
Men should always spend on a woman.
Appreciation is a big man.
You're like planning to go Punta Cana for summer, you know, to go a little fun, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
I heard that there's a financial institute named Advanced Caribbean that is offering loans. So if you feel like, you know, your budget might be a little tight, you could get a loan. It's on Church Street. And I heard that the interest rates are very competitive.
Girl, I'm going to check out Advanced Caribbean right now. See you later.
See you, girl.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Advanced Caribbean. How can I help you? My friend recommended me here for a summer loan. Hi, Miss Dyer. This is Miss Ramsey from Advanced Caribbean.
That quick? I have to tell Jamaica boy. I'm going to call her right now.
Visit our offices today at Church Street, St. Kitts or Henville Building in Charlestown, Nevis. Advanced Caribbean for an advancing Caribbean.
Welcome back, or welcome to another episode of the Perspectives Podcast. For the first time in Trinidad, we have two guests on the show. An interracial couple.
Why?
What's going on?
Somebody who don't want no stress. Somebody who say Trini man do it best.
Bad.
So we're there to find out that and everything else.
Apparently everyone I make a song with is my boyfriend, so this is just one of my boyfriends, you know?
Yeah.
A Trini man.
Anyway, so there with Travel with Zoe and Big P. What going?
You mean what going?
What going?
Yeah, nothing with there, like, I don't know what to tell you.
You know, man.
Yeah. You're jealous. Let's talk about jealous. You're nervous, Big P?
Nah, just cool, like humble.
Yeah. How about you, Zoe? How are you?
I'm good. I like talking, so I can sit here and talk all day if you want me to. It's not a problem.
Good.
We have a lot to talk about. So let's begin to me closest left. Big P, who are you?
Why
Who
me?
are you? Yeah, who are you? What are you about?
Steam artist.
Where are you from? Where in Trinidad are you from?
I'm from Trinidad. I'm from Laventon. I grew up in Mentawali and Village Council Streets.
And what was life like for you growing up in those communities?
Life, like, I grew up good. I grew up with my father inside and I grew up good in a good house, but see everything fall apart with the COVID scene now. You understand? My father passed away and...
Your father passed away due to COVID?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It changed my life, you know.
In what way? In a negative or a positive
Not
way?
negative. I was an inside boy first, and when my father passed away, I used to party and take it off, get it off my mind. Yeah.
So growing up, you had a good background in terms of your father being there for you, and you grew up in the household.
Yeah.
Were you, at what age or at what point did you get introduced to music?
Well, after my father passed away, I was about 17. Just happened just the other day. 17, I started to make funny TikTok videos and plenty things like that. And music, for me, it was my energy. I was more like a vibes man and certain things like that. Yeah.
So what was your introduction to music? Like what got you started in the music scene?
Make me start music?
Yeah.
It was a party. I was just like to party, and I had a DJ friend who used to party with, and yes.
What do you mean by that?
In other words, what you mean started like how?
Yeah, like what got you started in music? Like how did you get started? Like how did you get your first song written? Things like that. Like what inspired you to get into music? You say it was your speed, you was a hype man, like your friend tell you say if you start music. What it is?
Well, I always like this. I was a party. When I tell you that I like to party plenty. Right? And watching young brother, and I had a partner who used to freestyle with me, who my name Bobo and Beans. Yeah, go by the name of boy, but he do sing again, he do be on the Zess again. He changed his life and he going to church and thing. No, so yeah.
So
he teach me how to write and more about his Zess thing, Bobo and Beans.
Yeah. And what was your first song in the music thing?
Tell your friend. You never tell your friend about the work. You need to tell your friend about the work.
Yeah.
That was my first song I ever sang.
And what kind of reception you get from that? Like how did people react to that song?
Well, I from in get to one. That is, and nobody never react bad to me. Because that is the area from my reality. So I was just singing about my reality. Yeah.
And people received it well, people liked it.
Yeah, my fans, well, my family, everybody was good. I was singing, I was normal.
Right. Now Zoe, who are you, Zoe?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm just Zoe. But I go by the name Travel with Zoe because I started like documenting my travels, so I just called myself Travel with Zoe, you know, for like my platforms and stuff. So mostly I'm a TikToker, so I started TikTok like 2.5 years ago when I saved money and left my jobs in England to basically try and travel the world for as long as I could until the money finished, basically. So I just document my daily life. Like for the past 2.5 years, I've basically documented every single day in my vlogs. And I guess, yeah, so the content was mostly about like food, culture, nature, you know, that kind of thing, just showing me exploring how I get around, what I learn, where I go. But like I love soca and dancehall and stuff since I was, well, I'm 31 now, so since I was like 17, I was like into that music. So I started like, I guess expanding my content by interviewing local artists because I was interested in like their stories and, you know, what they had to say. And then that's what led me to then make a song, because I was interviewing an artist and he asked me to just make a song like as a joke for content, and then now we're here.
Yeah. So where in England are you from?
The countryside.
Boring, rainy.
It's very boring. It's not as rainy as people think. That's like a stereotype.
Oh, okay. So now coming from England, and you say you started traveling, how soon did the money run out, or did the money even run out?
From the original savings, I have £2,000 left.
Yeah. So
but that has to stay. I can't touch the £2,000 because then I won't have any left. Like that needs to stay in case I need like a flight, or like, do you know what I mean? Like the £2,000,
Really?
I'm trying to make it stay. So I'm trying to leave that there. And then basically now I kind of like break even. So because obviously my TikTok's monetized, my Facebook's monetized, and like I do a little bit of online stuff. Like I teach English online because I don't make enough from social media.
Right.
And so my lifestyle is not very expensive because I just take public transport and like do free activities like go to a waterfall and stuff. And I know a lot of people like through TikTok, so sometimes people will invite me to places, so maybe my lifestyle might not be as expensive as like some other travelers or whatever. So I just like kind of managed to break even, but I'm not saving anything from what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
So what keeps you going though? Like what keep you on this whole journey?
I just don't really feel like there's that much for me in England right now. I mean, like I sold, well, my car's not working. I didn't pay to fix it. I stopped paying the insurance. I moved out of the apartment I was staying in. Like my belongings are in my mum's garden shed. Like I don't really have anywhere that I call home specifically anywhere in the world. So I've been living out of a backpack for 2.5 years, and I've got to see like way more than I would if I was just in England, right? Like, and I don't want to stop seeing more things. I don't want to stop meeting more people. I don't want to stop creating content. Like I love TikTok. I love creating content. I love like explaining my experiences through my eyes. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone experiences the world in different ways, and I like to express how I experience the world. And I don't know, I'm having a great time. Like I'm having such a great time. Like the people that I've got to interview and meet is like people that if you told me 5 years ago I'd get to be doing that, I'd laugh at you. Do you know what I mean? Like in the past year, like I've learned how to walk on stilts. I've learned how to breathe fire. I've been on a stage performing music when I can't even sing. Like, you know, I don't know. I could list like so many things. I guess I feel like under pressure, so I can't think of them all right now. But
what kind of pressure?
No, like, you know, when someone puts you on the spot to like remember like a list of things, like you can't remember them all. But
exactly.
I mean, I just know that in like even just in the past year, I've just done so many cool things that I would never have done if I was just like working a 9 to 5 in the UK. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to live like 100 different lives in my lifetime, and I've already lived so many. Like, you know, I spent like 3 months in Malaysia, which is like a Muslim country where I have to cover my, very ironic, but like, you know, wear like clothes that cover my body, and I was like volunteering on farms in exchange for accommodation, eating Malaysian food, trying to communicate in a language that I don't even know one word in, you know. So that was my life for like 3 months a couple of years ago. Then I went to stay in Australia with my auntie and help her out, and that was a different life. And then now I'm here in the Zess, is a different life. like I just lived like 100 different lives, and I want to live 100 more different lives, you know, because I just think it's so beautiful that like the world is so big, and there are so many different lives you can live, and I just want to experience it all, you know.
So speaking of experiences, what's the craziest experience you've had traveling so far?
Crazy good or crazy bad?
Give me the good and the bad.
That's such a hard question. Honestly, I think my best travel experience, because I used to still travel often even before I quit my job. So I used to just work jobs where I would like take vacation time when I could, right? So like probably my best travel experience ever was back in 2015 when I took like some time off from working, and I came to Trinidad for the first time, and I stayed on a farm like in the deep south, and basically you had to like volunteer on the farm, and they give you a room and food. So I stayed for 3 months in this village like in the south of Trinidad, and it changed my life, right? Because that made me fall in love with Trinidad, and now I'm here on my 10th trip to Trinidad. So like in that 3 months like at the farm, I just experienced like a completely different lifestyle than anything I'd seen before, and everybody shared with each other, everybody socialized with each other, everybody played games with each other, everybody helped to take care of each other's kids. Like it was like this community that I just never seen anything like it. And like it might sound normal to like people in the Caribbean, but to me it was like amazing that I got to sit there and like play all fours with like people of all different ages like every night while bake is cooking in the kitchen and reggae's playing from the speakers and kids are running around here, and then like we stay up till 2 a.m. like reasoning about, I don't know, religion and politics and whatever, and then I teach them an English drinking game, and then we drink too much puncheon, and then I don't know, like it was just, the whole experience just like meant so much to me, and it literally made me fall in love with Trinidad, and that's obviously changed the whole course of my life because that was back in 2015, and so I would say it's indirectly because of that I'm now sitting here with Big P after making a Zess music video. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Bad.
So
right.
Yeah.
And what's the worst traveling experience now?
I mean, obviously sometimes like bad things happen. Like I got robbed at gunpoint in Barbados. Someone broke into my apartment in St. Vincent. I got like sexually assaulted a few times. Just like stuff like that. But
what do you call sexually assaulted?
Well, when you have to do things without consent. Yeah, the worst one of those was actually in Jamaica. I mean, honestly, traveling, like I travel alone, right? And obviously I'm a woman, and I mean, every woman has a sexual assault story, but I guess if you travel alone and you are like open-minded and you go to lots of different places, like maybe you might, actually, I don't know, I feel like all women experience a lot of sexual assault, to be honest, but I think obviously I get like fetishized a lot as a white woman in the Caribbean, so my worst like sexual assault experience was in Jamaica for sure. Yeah, I don't really know.
Well,
you want me to talk about it?
Well, you seem a bit uncomfortable, so we don't got to go. We don't have to go down into that. Now, in terms of the music, now, you say your introduction to the music was doing an interview. What interview was that, and which artist? How did you really get into music?
Yeah, so I had done, maybe by this point, I'd maybe interviewed like 5 artists or so by this point. So I was like very excited, like wanted to do more interviews, you know. And so I ran into a soca artist called Aaron Duncan in the supermarket. Like when I ran into him in the supermarket, I was like, oh my God, like please can I interview you? And he had seen my TikTok before, so he knew like who I was. So he was like, yeah, sure, of course you can interview me. Like here's my number, we can arrange it.
That was in Trinidad, right?
Yeah, like maybe.
And how long ago was that?
3 months ago, 4 months ago. So at the time that we swapped numbers, I was about to leave to go to Colombia for 6 weeks and come back. So I was like, well, I'm going to Colombia, we'll do it when I come back, right? So when I was in Colombia, we like texted to arrange a date and stuff. And so we arranged it for soon after I was coming back from Colombia. So, you know, I think I flew back in on like, let's say a Wednesday, and we arranged it for like the Monday, you know, following when I came back. So he has a studio in his house. So obviously a part of arranging an interview is like choosing a location, right? So I was like, well, I think he mentioned that he has a studio. So I was like, well, why don't we just do the interview in there? You can show me like your studio and, you know, how you make music and stuff, because he produces as well as singing. So yeah, so we started the interview. He was showing me all these like trophies that he had won, you know, as a child, because he's done lots of like music competitions. It was like a regular interview. Like I was asking him, oh, how was it, you know, being a child growing up, having to take time out of school and do these competitions, like,
yeah, continue.
Okay, sorry. Like normal stuff. And then just halfway through the interview, I was like, oh, so this is your laptop, right? This is where you make music. Do you want to show me like how you do that? And then he said, well, these are some rhythms that I've made. And then he was like, oh, why don't you choose one? I was like, okay, give me a Zess rhythm. So he played this one that he had made, and I was like, yeah, I like this one. Like, show me something on this one. And then he was like, well, there, you just listen to it and you just kind of freestyle. And then he freestyled, and I was like, wow, I could never do that, you know. And then he was like, oh, come on, your turn. And I was like, what do you mean my turn? Like, I can't do that. And then I couldn't. And then I was like, okay, fine. I need to think of a topic to actually write about, because I can't just freestyle off nothing. So I was thinking about like my life and what do I want to express, you know, that happens to me in my life, but like something kind of fun, or something that's not too serious. So I was thinking about what I experienced on TikTok, because my life is, TikTok's a huge part of my life, right? And so I was like, it annoys me that like every day on TikTok people are like, where's your man? You have to travel with a man. I know you must have a man in Trinidad, that's why you always come back. Oh, Zoe, where's your man? Oh, I think that's your man, that the person in your video is your man. Always about your man. Like, it can't just be about me, right? Like me as a woman traveling by myself, that's impossible. It must be about a man, right? Because apparently women, we can't just exist,
but
right?
I mean, traditionally white women have come to the Caribbean to get that, you know?
I think some have, but also lots haven't. And of course, you guys like to focus on the ones that do that because it's more fun to focus on them, right?
Not necessarily. I think what's publicized is that, like,
right, because it has to hit the headlines, right? But are you going to bother to publicise the quiet woman that came to meditate in the forest in Jamaica? Well, no, you're not, are you? Because it's boring. So
yeah, but
you publicise what?
We have all right, watch. The majority of who we would come across. It's that.
Right, because where are you going? Like, so who are you going to come across in a club? Or do you get it? Like, you're not going to come across the ones who come for the waterfalls or for, do you know what I mean, the deep cultural experiences or whatever, because...
Those ones would come with their husbands.
No, they wouldn't. Why do you have to be married to, like, waterfalls?
I mean, it's a difference. I'm saying, on average, right? The white woman who travels by herself to the Caribbean normally comes for...
It's complete bullshit. And you lot love to think that, and you're so gassed like you think we come for you. You actually think we come for you when there are beautiful waterfalls, beautiful beaches, this music culture that's so deep with like such deep-rooted history that's known... Think about Jamaica, right? Like Bob Marley is idolized by people all over the world. His merchandise is sold everywhere. So many people wish they could have met him when he was alive. There are people that save up for like 3 years from their job to come to Jamaica to experience going up into... like, what's that place called where they have the reggae party on a Sunday night up in the hill in Kingston? You know what I'm talking about? Dub something.
Yeah.
Because they've heard about it, right? They've seen it in movies. They've read about it, and you feel like coming for your dick. Like they've been watching every Bob Marley movie, reading all about the history. Like they think he's incredible. Like they want to come to Trenchtown to see his house. Like don't gas yourself.
But watch. You are talking about a perception that we have. People have a perception based on things that happen.
But you're not looking, like, if 10 women come to Jamaica and 2 come to party and have sex and 8 come because they think that they want to try the jerk chicken, they want to see the Bob Marley Museum, they want to experience the dub party thing up on the hill, like, you're not studying the ones that are just quietly going up to watch the people drumming, to go to the Bob Marley Museum. You're not going to notice them because you don't care, because, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not here for you, so you're not going to notice them. But who are you going to notice? You're going to notice the girl that's walking in the super short pants that when you hiss at her with that stupid snake noise, she actually looks at you and, do you know what I mean? Like, who are you going to notice? So, like, just because some of you, not you personally, but like some you lot, as in the guilty culprits in the situation, like, they're only looking for those girls, so that's who they're going to see, right?
You're using a lot of those.
Yeah, because like I've been commented, like the first time I came to the Caribbean was 2013, and it's like I've never come to look for like dick, right? Like I can get that in the UK. I don't need to come to the Caribbean to look for dick. So like I'm busy, like I want to see every waterfall. I want to, do you know what I mean? Like I want to do it all, like in terms of the cultural things and the food things that there is to offer. And it's like you cannot walk in Jamaica, especially, like one day in the street without, oh, Whitey, oh, I know you need some black dick in your life. Oh, have you ever tried Jamaican dick? Like, as if it's something you can buy on the supermarket counter. Like, and I just want to go to the waterfall. Like, can they just leave me alone? Like, I just want to get a bus. Like, I don't
feel
care.
like Jamaican men just love women, innit? It's not. I don't want you to feel like it's exclusively to you or you being a white woman, you know.
No, but of
traditionally, Jamaican men, we just love women.
They do, but obviously you'll fetishize me in a different way. You can't
what?
But they'll fetishize you for being white.
I feel like you feel like something is extra special about you based on the fact that you're a white woman. But it's like that with all women in Jamaica. Jamaican men love women.
Right, but I don't think they'll shout at a Jamaican woman that she needs to try some Jamaican dick because they'll assume that she's already tried it.
But there's a different way how I would approach a white woman than a black woman.
And they approach us
but it's not just exclusive to you or a white woman. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you've just told me that you'll approach white women in a different way.
No, but Jamaican men love women. So we're going to approach a white woman different, we approach a black woman different, but we're approaching women.
Yeah.
It's not just exclusive to white women.
But the fetish, the white fetish that you see from porn, like the reason why groups of men in Jamaica have followed me shouting, oh, whitey, you freaky, or whitey, white girls like sucking hood, it's because there's this weird like fetish that because there's this weird obsession that we apparently come looking for dick, it's like they think that maybe we're easier than maybe a local woman, or that we're here seeking them out, or that we're gonna do what they've seen in the porn.
No, like, man just interested in you. A man just like you. Jamaican men just like women. Man,
okay, so when I got raped in Jamaica, and he in the dark took out a phone torch and shined it at my fucking vagina because he told me that he wanted to see what white pussy looks like, is because they love us,
No.
Or it's because we're a fetish because they are obsessed with the idea of white pussy that they've seen in porn.
Men.
Of course it's not all Jamaican men.
So you are stereotyped just like how
of course it's not all Jamaican men.
No, but you're stereotyping.
I'm telling you that when I go to Jamaica, that happens to me every day.
you're stereotyping about this whole rapist thing. Not all Jamaican men are rapists.
When have I said all Jamaican men are rapists?
No, but you're making it seem like every Jamaican is rapist. It's just like, oh,
well,
you
how
would
have
have
I made
felt,
it seem like every Jamaican man is a rapist?
Listen. It's just like, oh, when you said, I'm putting it like all white women are coming to the Caribbean for dick. It's just how when you put it like that Jamaican, that predator who sexually assaulted you, you're making it seem like all Jamaican men are like that.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are, but I'm telling you that there's enough of them that it happens every day. Do you know what I mean?
It happens every day to you.
Yeah. And to all the other white women I've ever spoken to who have gone to Jamaica.
Well,
like, but luckily, like, the culture's so amazing that, like, it cancels, or to say it cancels out, but the culture's so amazing that you still want to go there, right? Because where else can you find that reggae culture? Where else can you find that food? Do you know what I mean? So you'll still go there. But, like, it makes it difficult.
You're not the first white woman I've met, and I've met a lot of white people. I actually work in the tourism industry in St. Kitts Nevis.
Yeah.
And I've met thousands of white women who have been to Jamaica and they haven't experienced sexual assault. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, and I would like to apologize to you for that happening, but not all Jamaican men are like that.
I also think not all Jamaican men are like that. I have some great
and
friends there.
The majority
Do you know
of us are not like that.
But I think, like, everywhere you go as a woman, you're going to experience some nonsense, right? Like, because we live in a world where lots of men feel entitled to, like, women's personal space, and you're going to experience some nonsense. But I think it presents itself in a different way in different cultures. So, like, in Morocco, for example, they're not going to say, oh, you need some Moroccan dick. They're just going to go on about how, you know, I need to get married and I'm too old to not be married and I have to marry them and be a wife. And da, da, da. So it'll be phrased differently across different cultures, right? And one way that I've personally found that is phrased a lot in Jamaica or the Caribbean, but Jamaica specifically, is this obsession with, like, black, white, like, black dick, Jamaican dick, white pussy, you know.
Jamaican men are just promiscuous, man. We just love women.
Are they all promiscuous?
No, but I'm telling you, Jamaican men just love women. So it's not just like exclusive to white women.
I haven't said it is.
We love all women, you know.
It's interesting that you call it love.
Well, for me, I'm talking from my perspective.
I just show my love the front.
Yeah.
My love different to my woman. I's a more romantic kind of fella. I don't go there thirsty. That kind of way. Yeah. So if it's that thirsty approach, she might be feeling uncomfortable. So.
Yeah, and me definitely understand and sympathize with that. Like, in no way, shape or form am I encouraging that or like the fact that you have that experience that is it, because again, that's not all Jamaican men, you know.
Of course it's not.
Yeah. So
but in Trinidad, I know let us have fellas.
Yeah, for sure.
Saying, oh God, boy, could tweet that white tea, you know, that kind of way.
But even that is, like, not really so bad. Like, to me, what's just quite disgusting is, like, I'm just trying to buy some tomatoes at the market, but you're going to follow me around shouting about how I'm freaking and I must suck your hood. Like, like, who raised you? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, no one raised you.
Because if you just want to say, oh, you're nice, whatever, no problem. Or, like, whitey, I think you look nice, sure. But, like, that's just something different than explicitly talking about, you know, in the middle of the day on a public street, like, explicitly.
rolling.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
The one that kind of, you know? Yeah, I'm not encourage that.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Don't want anybody feel like I encourage that. Like, you know, there's a line between violation and just simply
like a compliment or
yeah.
Because also in Jamaica, like, some of the compliments and ways that, like, men interact with women is so funny. Like, you can have so much fun. Like, sometimes if someone's, like, trying to sell you some fruits, for example, and they say, oh, my mangoes are sweet like you, or, you know, it can be hilarious, right? Like, you can have a great time, like, having this kind of, like, back and forth, like, silly, like, slightly flirty, jokey, like, interactions between men and women, like, in the Caribbean. It's something I think is really funny, and it can make your experience, shopping at a market or whatever, it can make your experience, like, really funny, and everybody's laughing, and, like, they know not to cross the line, right? But it's just a shame that there's also a lot that don't know
I apologize
how to not cross
for
the line.
that.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fucked up way you experience, you know. I don't like that. I rape a boy that for dead, you know what I mean? I like that. Yeah, we definitely not condone nothing like that. As a Jamaican, you make me feel a way, you know. to see that that's your experience with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think
I could definitely feel like you're traumatized by that experience.
I think every woman's traumatized by their experiences with men, to be honest, and we just have to walk around like we're normal. Yeah. But that's why I have a tattoo on my leg that says "Fight like a girl," because I feel like we're fighting like a lot of things that we can't really talk about, and it's like so many things will be like triggering to us, but we can't really say it. So it's like even if you're in like a taxi, right, in like the front seat of the taxi, and like a man needs to, the driver, he needs to like take like a paper from like the, what's it called, like the glove box,
the glove
or something, right? He needs to like reach for something, right? Like anytime that happens, I'm like, is he reaching for that, or do you get it? Like, is he trying? Is he gonna?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's a trauma response.
Right, but you can't like say, oh, you know what I mean? You're in the taxi, like it's only you and him. It's dark. You can't tell him not to reach for the thing, or you can't just start fucking crying in the taxi. Do you get what I mean? Like, so you just have to like brace yourself for, is it this or is it this? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we can't really like talk about that necessarily in every space because we might get laughed at, or they might tell us we're being dramatic.
So you almost feel ashamed of your experience then.
Like, I don't feel ashamed personally because I'm someone that thinks it's important. That's like why I'm talking about it now. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's important. But I think like as women in general, we're often made to feel like, oh, we're making it up, or we're exaggerating, or we're being crybabies, or we should like the attention, or it means you're pretty. You should be happy men are showing you attention because otherwise you're ugly. Like, you know, so we're like made to feel like we shouldn't speak about that, or we shouldn't be triggered by that, or we shouldn't have trauma from that, or
you shouldn't dress a certain way.
Right, or
because the problem is, some would say maybe it's because of how you dress, but the problem is not the dressing. The problem is the individual who thinks that way.
Yeah, but also it's so funny because even sometimes I was actually laughing with this girl about this the other day. Like I went to her house and she was literally wearing like these huge kind of like man's like sport, you know, like basketball shorts or something, these huge like baggy shorts and this huge t-shirt and these slippers that didn't even match the outfit, and her hair was like all, you know, messy and stuff. And we were talking about men and stuff, and she was like, yeah, you know, I go to like the supermarket dressed like this just to kind of show that I don't want to talk to anyone type thing. And she was like, trust me, it's even on those days that the most men come and say, oh, you look so nice. And she's like, I literally came out like this on purpose to make you guys go away, and you still. So it's like no matter how you dress, you could wear like a bin bag and they'll still be like, oh, I know you came here for us, like I know you must be out on the street at this hour because you know what I mean, like no matter. You could literally paint a sign on your forehead saying no man, no stress, and they'll be like, I want to come stress you out.
Yeah, the problem is not you as a female, it's the predators, you know, and unfortunately we live in a world full of predators. But back to the music though, you were saying you basically started to freestyle about this the situation.
Sorry, yeah. So no, I couldn't really freestyle. I can't freestyle. I've never I don't know how to freestyle. So then I was like, give me like a 10 minutes. Let me take out my notes app. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you started thinking about the fact that people always wanted.
Everything's about men, right? So I just wanted to basically express that like it's actually not the case. Like I don't need a man to travel. I'm not coming back here for a man. I don't have a man here or anywhere, and I don't really want one because I'm just quite focused on like my TikTok, and I don't feel like I have the time to like be in a relationship. So I'm actually truly happy that like I'm single at the moment, and I just wanted to express that in like a fun way. So like all the lyrics for me anyway from that first song were like so true, like when it was like I kissed you twice and you think I'm your girl, you think you can stop me traveling the world, because it was like sometimes I've experienced things like in different countries when maybe you'll just go on like a couple days and literally kiss them twice, and then all of a sudden, why are you going there, why are you wearing that, who said you can, it's like I kissed you twice and you think I'm your girl, what? So like, the lyrics were all true, like you know what I mean.
So that was the first song. Where did things go for you musically from there?
Yeah, so it was only supposed to be content, like it was just supposed to be a TikTok video. It wasn't even a whole song because we were just doing it for content, almost part of the interview type thing, like just content. And then it got like 2.1 million views on TikTok, and then Aaron, the artist who I did it with, was like, well, we can just drop it like on platforms. So I was like, I don't really know what that means, but okay. And then like, I don't know, other people were messaging like, oh, maybe we should do a song together, and I just didn't really know what was happening, and it all just happened really fast.
Right. So I've seen you do songs in different Caribbean countries. How did those songs come about? Like with artists from different countries?
Yeah, kind of the same way really. So like me and Big P, that was the second one that I did, and that obviously happened in Trinidad when I was still here on the same trip from Aaron. And then
So the current song was like the second one?
Yeah, so we actually made the song a long time ago, but we didn't make a video until I came back, because I went traveling again, and then because obviously I'm not here all the time. So it's only really now, like obviously the video brought like so much more attention to the song.
Right.
So yeah, then I think St. Lucia was the third one. So I was in St. Lucia and I wanted to just like interview some artists, because I still wanted to obviously do the interviews. That was like the main thing. And then somebody, like one of my followers, knew Umpa, who's like a local artist in St. Lucia, and he was like, oh, you should collab with Umpa. I was like, yeah, cool. So I just went to interview him, but then we ended up going to the studio and we made that song. And then
so you got a good response from those songs in the other Caribbean countries?
I would say all of them is like a 50-50 thing. So where lots of people don't want like outsiders in Caribbean music, because they think maybe it should be like more
exclusive to the natives.
Like, you know, some people think it's important to gatekeep, some people think you shouldn't gatekeep.
Some people feel like you're a culture vulture too.
Yeah, like, it's the same thing, like why they should gatekeep
their
culture.
Yeah, but plenty of them don't even self-respect their own culture.
Yeah.
Plenty of them don't even self-respect this us. You understand?
I
Look how long I on the ground doing my thing before Zoe reach. There wasn't respecting it. So as Zoe reach, they respecting it. Why?
Well, I think a lot of people are still not.
Yeah, but plenty.
It's just split. But like, to me, like obviously anyone's allowed any opinion they want. So of course you're entitled to think that is problematic. Of course you're entitled to think that a foreign person shouldn't be in the Zess or shouldn't be singing soca or dancehall or any genre that's created. Like, of course you're welcome to think that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not for me to say what people should think, and people can have justified arguments. That's okay. They can express. Like, it's okay. Like, I just think anything you do, ranging from, like, even when I was just doing like food reviews, people were like, you can't speak about our food, you know. So anything you do, like, people might not like it, and it's okay, because like that's the nature of life, right? That not everyone's gonna like every single thing that everyone else does, and that's okay. Like, you know. Right.
Now, the song with Big P, you know, while it was your second song, how did that one come about? Like, how did you link up with Big P?
So there was this, I don't know if you know, in Trinidad they have these celebrations called Borough Day.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, so like a borough, like an area, I believe
it's the first borough in Saparia.
So Saparia like became a borough. So they celebrated
Explain that to me.
So you know boroughs, like areas.
Oh, borough.
Yeah. So a borough day is like the date that place became a borough, right?
Saparia.
So Saparia became a borough. So they, in Trinidad, they sometimes have like a celebration on the anniversary of the date that area became a borough. And they might do like a juve or different celebrations. So you want to, I feel like I've spoken too much. You want to tell the story?
Explain.
Well, I was going to tell them, well, I was that day.
You're like planning to go Punta Cana for summer, you know, to go a little fun, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
I heard that there's a financial institute named Advanced Caribbean that is offering loans. So if you feel like, you know, your budget might be a little tight, you could get a loan. It's on Church Street. And I heard that the interest rates are very competitive.
Girl, I can go check out Advanced Caribbean right now. See you later.
See you, girl.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Advanced Caribbean. How can I help you? My friend recommended me here for a summer loan. Hi, Miss Dyer. This is Miss Ramsey from Advanced Caribbean.
That quick? I have to tell Jamaica boy. I'm going to call her right now.
Visit our offices today at Church Street, St. Kitts or Henville Building in Charlestown, Nevis. Advanced Caribbean, for an advancing Caribbean.
Yeah, so at the Borough Day there was like a kind of juve thing, and there was a stage set up with like a sound system with DJs and all that throughout the day. So I came for the juve, so I was like following a truck like all night or whatever, and then in the morning I came back to the area with the stage, and there was like some people on the stage, and this was maybe like a week after the single song had come out. So people were talking about it at the time, and then somebody like saw me in the crowd, I guess, from the stage, and like signaled for me to like come to the stage. And at this point, I'd never really performed before because it was so new that single came out. So then I came to the stage because I was like, okay, cool, they're calling me to the stage, like, why not? And then, yeah, the Big P was on there. But to be honest, I had heard of Big P, but I didn't really know what he looked like. But then someone said, that's Big P, or I don't know, like, yeah, that kind of way. And then, so the DJs were like, oh, do you want to, like, do your song? And I was kind of like, I was a bit tipsy, and I was like, okay, why not, you know? And then at the time, Big P was, were you, like, freestyling with somebody else?
I was freestyling, and I turned on and I see, and I remember I see a podcast with you on Charlotte Street with Orange Boy. And I say, Zoe, single, you know, and I started singing it.
Yeah.
I glare, you feel the vibes now, and she come in.
So then he just passed me the mic, and then we just basically kind of,
you know, connect.
I guess we kind of did the song, but it was not full. It was like a freestyle
of the same song.
Of the same, yeah.
Because the song with him is a flip.
Yeah, we didn't have that song at the time because this is how we met. We're telling you how we met, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we did like a freestyle of my song, I guess, and like I said, it was my first time like being on a stage, and I don't know, it was just like so much fun. Like even though we'd never met before, we were just like sharing the mic in this like natural, because there's only one mic, right? And it was like we somehow just knew like when to, you know, share the mic, and I don't know, like
we connect.
Yeah. So then obviously we were like, oh, nice to meet you, like, you know, at the end, and then we were like, oh, we should stay in touch, like maybe we can do something, you know, and then we just like stayed in touch, and we were like, well, why don't we make a song, because we have fun on the stage. And
yeah, that was it. So how did you link up to get to the studio now?
Yeah, well, she contacted me, and my manager, Shannon, marketing, yeah, well, my booking manager, she contacted me, and well, when you messaged me, I messaged she, and she deal with transport, and we went to the studio in Cookie. Yeah, because I was staying in the south for some time.
And how was it now? Was it a natural energy creating that song, just like how y'all connected on stage?
Yeah, I just me.
I think because we just knew like it was just meant to be something funny. Like we both had the same idea to just carry on like the funny energy and the silly energy, and you know, Zess is supposed to be outrageous, right? Like you're not gonna have a Zess that's singing about the flowers on the table. You know, like Zess is supposed to be kind of funny and kind of describing situations in like an exaggerated way. And
so it's how to be fuck thing, talking about fuck. Yeah, that's us.
So obviously we thought like everyone's talking about the song with me and everyone, so let's try and like flip the narrative or carry on the story to where, okay, Zoe wants to be single, but now she met a Big P and she doesn't want to be single anymore, like just to create like a funny story. So that was like what we went with then. We just quickly made it. To be honest, like now when I listen back to it, I feel like for the song itself we could have done like a lot better, because I feel like maybe we didn't have quite maybe that much time, and I don't know, I just feel like I've learned.
So it was just a fun thing.
Yeah, it was just so fun.
Because it's just experimenting, like it's just, why not, like you upload it and whatever happens happens.
So did y'all experiment a relationship, or there's a lot of people have it that y'all are in a relationship? Or are y'all in a relationship?
I'm not in any relationship, no man, no stress.
People know me. People know why there's get on.
How do you get on?
It's more a wet man, you know, that kind of way.
A volleyball woman and so.
A single, so I could do a woman to tell me what to do. I could talk to how much woman I want to talk to.
You're talking to Zoe?
No, in that kind of way. When me and Zoe just only deal business. It's just business. I go see.
That one I stick by. So that's the final answer.
Yeah, it's just business.
Strictly business. No, a part of the backlash that I've seen on social media is people saying about the music video. It's a bit explicit. What was the thought process going that?
So you want to talk with us about?
Any? You want to?
So we had plenty to play with this part of the I get blame, you know. I get blame plenty, you know. You know, KJ is a man too. Yeah, plenty to play with. KJ, I have plenty to play with this video. You know?
But obviously, when you make a music video, it has to portray the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
So we already made those lyrics like 2 months ago. So when it's time to make a video, what on earth is the video going to show? It's not going to show us picking flowers in the field, is it? Like, do you know what I mean?
But the head part though, the head part is a bit, you know.
That's the part that KG like thought about. That's why he said KG has plenty of a role to play, because KG was like, at one point he was like, I don't know how crazy you want to be, but I have an idea if you want to do something really crazy.
You had some good ideas. Me? Because it's the same as I bring the tongue, so you know. That's why I never bring no tongue, so you know. So I pick out one. I pick out that one and said, so you're gonna
so basically, like we hadn't, because I was away again, like we made the video like a couple days after I came back, so we never met up to like plan the video. We just did it by text, and he's not the best texter. His phone's like off half the time. So we didn't really have a detailed plan. We were like, okay, we have 3 scenes: phone scene where we're like texting, swimming pool scene, and room scene where we're like in a bedroom. So we knew the bedroom scene was going to be obviously steamy in some kind of way, but whether that would just be us like rolling around on the bed in our clothes, or like we hadn't really discussed like how steamy it was going to be or how we were going to make it steamy. But like in my head I was like, well, you know, in the morning when I was packing my bag like to go to the music video, I was like obviously thinking what to wear and stuff like that, thinking about the song. And so obviously there's a line about lift up my dress, so like I just packed a dress because obviously, and then like I don't know, I was just thinking about music videos that I've seen from songs about sex, and they often have like, you know, when it like flashes really quickly past like a bedroom scene, and you see like the covers, but it's like flashing past really fast, so you can't like fully see what they're doing, but sex is being acted out, right? So I was like, well, clearly we're gonna have to do that because it's a song about sex. So I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna like be wearing like my underwear, so why don't I just pack like lingerie? So then, because I'm like traveling and I'm backpacking and I only have like a small backpack, I don't really have that many clothes, and like I don't really date that many men on my travels because lots of reasons. So I don't like, most of my underwear is like really not nice, so I literally had 2 like nice
married tongues
things or whatever, so I just packed the only 2 like nice like lingerie sets or whatever that I have, and then like we were just there, like, you know, we made a bit of a video like in the bed just sitting talking to each other, and then like I just like took out the 2 lingerie sets and like put them on the bed, and I was like, oh, do you think I should put on one of these? And then all the 3 boys, because it was him, KG, and like KG's driver, were like in the room, and they all just was like, like I don't think they were expecting me to like whip out 2 lingerie sets from my bag and be like, which one? And then they all just stood there like in silence, like, oh my god. And then he was like, I think the right one.
Nah.
And then I was like, okay, leave the room, I need to get changed.
Shock me down.
And then
So Big P, are you attracted to Zoe?
Attracted to she?
Yeah. Like would you like to pursue something beyond the music with her?
Zoe is a very attractive woman. She's skin smooth, as I say, and she body good. You know that kind of.
What about you, Zoe? Are you attracted to Big P on that level?
I think Big P's cute. Like, who could say that Big P's not cute? Obviously, Big P's 21 and I'm 31, so usually I wouldn't really look at 21-year-olds in that kind of way. But obviously, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being way more real than you in this interview. It's so unfair, because now I'm just going to turn into a real and you're not. But anyway, I'm just like really honest. So, like, obviously, we did a music video where I had to, like, you know, sit on top of, like...
You had to simulate.
You feel the connection.
Yeah,
feeling that connection.
I mean... I'm a human, like if I'm gonna, we're at the video shoot for what, like 2 hours, where we repeat scenes of me staring into his eyes with his face here, being like, I want you, like, with like the expressions as well, like playing in his hair, like, you know, grabbing his neck, like, obviously it's gonna make me think, oh, like, interesting, like, I wonder. I'm just being way more real than you, and it's so unfair. But clearly, if you're gonna like practice not almost having sex, but like practice how maybe sex could start out as for like 2 hours with somebody who is like cute, then clearly it's gonna cross your mind for at least 1 second.
No, 1 second now. 1 second.
But like obviously we never spoke about this, so you're just making us speak about it now. Because we just pretended like, oh yeah, that was fun, bye. And like as soon as like the video finished, like KG dropped me home, so we were just like, okay, bye, see you later. And then I went home and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah. So at some point.
Oh, nah, real, for real. I and all was shocked. Everybody was shocked. So he was shocked and all. Everybody was shocked. I didn't know that. I was shocked. Yeah.
So you get wet during the video?
I don't really remember. I didn't check. But this one, when it was time to leave the swimming pool.
You see that one? So you never tell me that. I want to stay in the pool and like cool off first and still come out.
Oh, the ref, get up in the pool. Bumbo, father.
Nee, dat zou je zeggen, joh.
Bumbo, father.
So come into me and see that dog.
You told me. And it was obvious KG was there. It was like, I came out of the water and you're like, guys, I need a minute. Like, a minute for
nah,
what?
forget that. Yeah.
You're gonna take some. You're gonna take some right in the pool, let me G.
But if you didn't see me or something.
The thing is, you guys only saw like, because obviously we had to repeat it so many times, but you only saw like 2 minutes, right? So we had to repeat that same me climbing on him in the water, grabbing the back of his neck, talking in his ear. We had to repeat that like for, I don't know, 30 minutes, do you know what I mean? For like a long time. It wasn't just a 5 minute thing.
No, I try you don't watch him and
That's why I make it put my shades, isn't it? Yeah.
The crazy part was when we were filming the bedroom scene, like the door was open for like lighting purposes, and I was literally like in this lingerie, which took me like a good 5 minutes to get comfortable, like in the room with these guys, like and me when they were all wearing clothes, and I was like this. And the door was open and this one person just like walked past. This stranger, I don't know, just like stopped, and I was like, hello, just like standing there in the lingerie.
And I see that, and she was comfortable.
Real ghetto.
Real ghetto.
So now we can expect in the future maybe a relationship between.
I don't think either of us want a relationship. No man, no stress.
Just
single.
Oh, so maybe a little.
Trini man do it best.
So keeping in that vein. So have you ever had a Trini man?
When you say had, do you mean had sex with, or do you mean had as my boyfriend?
Had sex with.
Yes.
Do you feel like Trini man do it best?
I don't really feel like you can generalize by nationality. I feel like it just depends on the person, you know?
Exactly. Depends on the person.
Because my like top 3, top 5 have all been from like a range of, you know.
I feel Trini man does do it best, man.
Lavin Tillman specifically.
Lavin Tillman does do it best. I feel so.
I don't know. I think it just depends on if like it's a person who cares about the other person's like pleasure, if it's a person who you actually like, if it's a person who actually likes you. You know what I mean? Different stuff.
Feel like something going on here.
What going on?
What's going on?
So when you're in Trinidad now, Zoe, you're staying with Big P or separate?
No, I stay with a friend who I've stayed with for the past like 3 trips or so. So I stay in St. James.
Okay. So
she just partied, man. Like she energy and she out there. She's bare vibes. She could interact.
But even still, we've only ever partied when it's time for us to like. We've only ever gone to parties because we're going to be on the mic. Do you know what I mean?
And as it relates to Big P and Zoe, can we expect more music going forward?
Yeah, we tried a few little ideas the other day, and when we were traveling to one of the performances, we like tried a few ideas because we kind of feel like we can't end the story there. Do you know what I mean?
Right. No, Zoe, how do you deal with all this negative attention that you get now?
I don't actually mind. I don't know if that sounds weird, but I don't really read most of it, to be honest, because I'm actually quite busy doing fun things. So I genuinely don't really have time because my life's quite crazy. So I don't read most of it, but obviously you still see some of it because it'll come up on your For You page or like, you know, you'll see it, right? But usually from the first like 5 seconds, you can tell the topic of the video. So if if the video starts like, oh guys, I'm so disappointed in Zoe, I'll just like scroll past because I just have better things to do. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, like I don't expect everybody to like what I'm doing, whether it's this, whether it's reviewing their food, whether like literally whatever I'm doing. If it's that I'm hiking by myself to a waterfall, if it's that I'm hitchhiking in random people's cars, if it's that I'm sleeping on somebody's couch instead of a bed, look, whatever I'm doing, I don't expect everyone to be a fan, so I just don't really mind. You know what I mean? And I gained a lot of followers, to be honest, and it's very funny because a lot of people comment on my things like, you've lost all your fans because they're so disappointed. It's like, watch the numbers, like, do you know what I mean?
Hey, sex sells, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Contrary to popular belief, sex sells.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, one thing that I just find people are like so crazy because one kind of common, I guess, like theme of the comments that I've seen surrounding it is like, oh, here's all the proof we need. We knew she was this type of girl all along. Like, what does that even mean?
I feel like people, one thing I don't do is I don't waste my time trying to convince people that I'm a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people already have their perception of you.
Yeah.
They're just looking for
waiting for the one. Yeah. But
like,
it's just funny that like their logic, I just find it like strange, the logic, just because us acting out something for our songs to clearly get a YouTube video that would actually get some views doesn't really tell you anything about what I do in my free time. Do you know what I mean? So like whether I'm sleeping with 10 people or one person or no people, whether I'm straight or lesbian, whether I'm whether I have a sugar daddy or whether I'm a sugar mommy, like that video doesn't tell us any of those. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't tell us anything. All it tells us is that I'm confident enough or brave enough or stupid enough, who knows, to
tells us that you're Zoe.
Do you know what I mean? Like it just all it tells you is that like I'm comfortable to act out a sex scene with Big P and C-Lots. Like it doesn't really tell us anything else. Do you get what I mean? Or it tells us that that's how I look in red lingerie. Like, okay.
So what's next now? Like where's that next destination?
I actually have to go to England for like a week or so for like a family situation. So yeah, going to England for a bit.
How do your family feel about all of this now?
I don't think my dad's seen the music video. My dad's 82 and he's a little bit traditional and I'd say like conservative, not super conservative, but like I guess he's normal for an 82-year-old British man. So he probably just like wouldn't really understand like why that video was there. Whereas like my mum, she really listens to everything that I explain to her about the culture and stuff. So my mum understands that like Zess is supposed to be outrageous. So my mum like watched it and she was just like, it's a bit raunchy, but you can tell you're not really having sex. So my mum's just happy for me that I'm having a good time and
having fun.
Like she's happy that like she knows about Big P and that we get on well, and she's happy that like Big P's having a good time with it as well, and she's just happy that I'm having a good time.
And they would accept you dating Big P.
Oh my God, you're obsessed with us dating.
I mean, the people want to know, it's not me.
If my mum would accept me dating Big P. My mum is really supportive and my mum trusts my decision. So if I said to my mum, Mummy, I need to tell you something. And don't cut this to make it look like this is a statement by itself. But yeah, if I ever said to my mum,
no, but don't splice things.
Yeah, you know when people do that.
God,
just for the headlines. But yeah, like if I ever said to my mum,
I'm gonna put out some clips, but not splice.
Yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah. So anyway, if one day I said to my mum, Mummy, I've met this really nice boy, like I need you to come talk to him on FaceTime because this is my new boyfriend, then whoever it is, she'll accept that person and trust that like I made, because all my boyfriends have been so nice. Like my mum's liked all my boyfriends, so she wouldn't really judge anyone.
Anything else from your Big P?
Not really.
Big P is not a man of much words, you know, but you don't know. I appreciate y'all coming and spending your time sitting with me and actually having a good conversation, you know. Again, I would like to apologize to you on behalf of all Jamaican men. We're not all like that, you know.
It's just men, you know. We just specifically spoke about Jamaica, but I just feel like it's like
it's fucked up what I'm doing.
Yeah, but like I just feel like anytime a girl like, sorry, I know you're trying to end the podcast, but this is my last word.
No man, you can talk like, if you have things, you want to talk.
I just feel quite annoyed when like anytime, not just me with my experience, but like any girl about any experience in any country, right? Whenever she speaks about like her sexual assault experience or like rape experience, then the man that she tells who's in the room, all the men will be like, oh, it's so awful, oh, so sorry on behalf of all men, oh, some of these men are such monsters, blah, blah, blah. But when these same men that are saying, oh, sorry about that, are on the street, and they witness a man following a woman down the street saying, oh, you suck good, do you do anything about it? And if not, I don't want to hear the sorry. Do you get what I mean? Because we're all responsible for how our society looks. And if I care about, I don't know, racism, for example, I can't say I care unless I will do something about it if I witness it in front of my eyes. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I just find like often I will hear men say, so sorry, but you've been there on the bus when the man over there was... Do you get what I'm saying?
More while in the Caribbean, we tend to mind our business because you can lose your life not minding your business.
It's difficult, but it's like...
While we would want to do the right thing,
it's a factor for sure.
Sometimes it's best to just mind your business, you know what I mean?
For sure, but then it's like, I think the line can be a bit of a fine line sometimes. I think sometimes, like, it's like, how much do you care about women? Like, don't know, like your risk, maybe not you personally, but as in, like some men, well, they don't mind that they might lose their life when a guy steps on their shoe and they think it's a disrespect, so they'll, you know, come up in that guy's face for stepping on their shoe. But convenient that when it comes to calling out a man for his behaviour, all of a sudden you don't want to lose your life. Not you, but you get what I'm saying. Like, men are quite quick to, often some men are quite quick to be happy to have that little, you know, fight or whatever when it comes to a man who disrespected them. But it's okay for him to disrespect a woman on the street. You don't want to lose your life over that. So what's more important, your shoe or the woman over there? Do you know what I mean?
Nobody can't disrespect my woman.
Yeah, but it's not just about your woman.
No, just, you know even if it's a female, a friend, even if I see a woman out nobody can disrespect a woman in front of me.
Because I feel like if like we all...
honestly, it might sound away, but honestly, I mind my business, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mind
depending on the situation. If you see a certain situation.
You know how much people lose in life, see all man and them woman a war and get in between.
Well, I don't see depending on the situation. If
I mind my business, you know. If it's an extreme situation and me can help, would help. But me nah go out my way for going to people's business and then when you look, you know what I mean?
But it doesn't even have to be like extreme. It could even be that if you're sitting with your boys and there's not even any girls in the room and your boys are talking away about this one girl that, you know, was at the party and she was so drunk and they found it funny to make her do this and that, like, even if you don't call out that, like, it's still, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
no, them think they're extreme things, like, you know what I mean? Them think they're fucker where you, like, I don't condone them kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, them think they are just playing up wrongs.
Yeah, but it's like, unless you tell your boy that, like, you can not condone it in this podcast, but the point is, do you not condone it also when you're, do you get what I'm saying?
Time, man. No time at all, man. What am I doing with rapists around me? Like, maybe because of who I am and who I've always been, but it has never been a situation where I have had to
call that out.
Yeah, like I'm careful of who I'm around at all times. So I would find myself around them kind of spirit there, you know, because I'm big on energy. Is it? So for all who abuse the woman them and all them things, they like, stop it, bro. It's not right. I don't think you should have gone through any of them kind of traumatic things. Like you can see it like.
Yeah, but it's really every woman, pretty much. Like, I've never, ever met a woman who's told me that she's never had a sexual assault experience, ever. Like, over the age of 16, I've not met one who can sit there and tell me that they haven't. Do you know what I mean? So it's
I feel like
mine's nothing compared to a lot of what I hear.
In the Caribbean, we have a rape culture in the Caribbean.
Well, I think all over the world, but like a lot of, I meet a lot of women in the Caribbean who like even tell me stories from when they were like 4 years old, or, you know, the kind of like sexual, like child abuse kind of thing. I don't know, I happen to meet a lot of women in the Caribbean who have gone through that. So like, I feel like, I
feel like nowadays women are becoming more vocal about it too.
Yeah, gradually. But I feel like there's still like a long way to go, like in terms of that, you know. Especially, so I could talk about this forever. So I feel like I should just let you end your podcast, because I can literally sit here and talk about women's issues like all day. And I guess it's not what the podcast was about, but yeah.
But definitely feel a pain, Zoe, and wish you the best on the journey.
I wish you the best too.
You seem very adventurous. I like that. Yeah. And Big P, big up yourself. You know the thing go.
One time.
Blessings in the fam. You know the thing go. So this has been another amazing episode of the Perspectives podcast here in Trinidad. Who would have thought I would come here and meet a white lady doing Zess? Being accepted as a Zessa in Trinidad.
I don't know about accepted.
No, you're accepted, man. Bad. You're accepted. The people love you. Watch, don't listen to the noise on social media, you know. When you go outside and you interact with Trinidadians. Have you gotten any hate?
Well, the ones that hate online, they'll just not come up to me when I'm in the club, right?
Exactly. So, may I tell you, I love and love alone. I feel like you're accepted. The fact that people are so infatuated with you, and I would like to think you're getting bookings and so on, so you're loved, man.
Oh, thanks for the positivity.
Yeah, I'm a very positive person.
That's
I'm big
good.
on energy. Like, energy real. What you put out, how you get, you know? So guidance for on a journey, you know the thing go. Big P, Zoe, Perspectives Podcast. Until next time, well, remember, like, share, subscribe. Wait, before we go, how we can find you all on the socials?
You could find me on TikTok, Big P on TikTok, Big P on Instagram, Big P on Facebook, Big P all over the place, Big P on YouTube.
Travel with Zoe, but there's no Y on my name. Lots of people like to add a Y.
Yeah, Z-O-E.
Yeah.
Travel with Zoe. Yeah, Perspectives Media on all platforms. From you see the P and the M, you know, Perspectives Media. Whoa!
You're like planning to go Punta Cana for summer, you know, to go a little fun, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
I heard that there's a financial institute named Advance Caribbean that is offering loans. So if you feel like, you know, your budget might be a little tight, you could get a loan. It's on Church Street. And I heard that the interest rates are very competitive.
Girl, I can go check out Advance Caribbean right now. See you later.
See you, girl.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Advance Caribbean. How can I help you? My friend recommended me here for a summer loan. Hi, Miss Dyer. This is Miss Ramsey from Advance Caribbean.
That quick? I have to tell Jamaica bye. I gonna call her right now.
Visit our offices today at Church Street, St. Kitts or Henville Building in Charlestown, Nevis. Advance Caribbean for an advancing Caribbean.
Hoy, and I said nobody now believe it. Well, if they me say I me I beat it. Me and the pastor, me not go preach it to how we all it down. Yeah, man, it's Zess Zoe, and I mean giving you a different perspective on Perspectives Media. Easy.
Perspectives Media.